Happy Friday, November 29th. I'm Paul Hucklack.
And I'm Lisa Rufiange.
This week, the RCMP once again needs your help. The Art Gallery of St. Albert is putting on a free workshop, and we have your St. Albert December community calendar. All that and more, but first.
Last Monday, November 18th, between 10:30 and 11:30 a.m., a female resident of St. Albert was waiting at a bus stop in the Aikinsdale neighborhood when a passing motorist stopped his black supercab pickup truck, got out and approached her. After a verbal altercation, he slapped the woman across the head and pushed her to the ground. The man then drove away from the area.
The man is described as Caucasian, age estimated at about 50 years old, about 6 feet tall, a bit overweight with a round belly, wearing a dark winter jacket, black pants, and black boots. Very short hair that was white or very light blonde, and may have a short patch beard.
If you have information about this or any other crime, please contact St. Albert RCMP at 780-458-7700.
Well, if you're thinking of submitting your pièce de résistance to the Art Gallery of St. Albert for exhibition, but feeling a little overwhelmed, the Art Gallery has a workshop just for you. Both the beginner and established artists wishing to create strong submissions for gallery exhibitions will benefit from this workshop, which is happening Thursday, December 12th from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
Participants will take a look at the newly renovated and barrier-free building, meet the Art Gallery of St. Albert's staff, and learn more about their 3 open calls for submissions, which include main gallery, vault, and stairs. You'll also learn about some of the logistics of being an artist, educational programming surrounding exhibitions, and so much more.
As well, there will be light refreshments, and you can network with others in the art community. This is also a free workshop, however donations are gratefully accepted. For more information, contact the Art Gallery by email or by phone.
This past Monday, November 25th, a resident turned in property to the St. Albert RCMP that had been found in a residential area. The RCMP are now trying to locate the owner of the 2 pieces of equipment.
Yeah, the first piece of equipment is a black and white line sight automatic optical level. The second piece of equipment is a yellow and gray David White digital theodolite.
If you have information about this found property, please contact St. Albert RCMP, or if you'd like to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers by phone at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. Crime Stoppers also available online at p3tips.com or with your P3 Tips app.
Our own Memory Roth has a solo show at the Northern Alberta Jubilee Alcove Gallery running until January 27th. The show, titled Polar Bear, was inspired by a trip to the Toronto Zoo and can be viewed Monday through Friday from 8:30 till 4:30 and during performance times.
And of course, Memory Roth is also the brainchild behind Art in the City, where she goes out into our community and speaks to artistic people who make St. Albert such a fun place to live. This week, she spoke to local visual artist Rick Rogers.
I'm here with St. Albert artist Rick Rogers. Welcome, Rick.
Hi, Memory.
Thanks for coming to be interviewed.
Thanks for inviting me.
We've known each other for a while, and I know you have a kind of an interesting story about how you started in your art. So when did you first discover that you wanted to be an artist?
I've always been artistic, but I really discovered that I wanted to become a visual artist when I was traveling back and forth between St. Albert and Syncrude up in the Fort McMurray area. And I had really nothing to do in the evenings while I was there, so I ended up taking a drawing course as a starting point. And that really quickly grew into an addiction. A good addiction.
A very good addiction. So, you've had a lot of success in the short time that you've decided to do this visual art thing. So what would you consider your greatest success so far?
I think my greatest success so far is working with other good artists in collaboration. I think I've grown a lot by doing that. And then in addition to that, I was lucky enough to have people early on give me advice about working in series of works that has really helped me to grow as well, so that with each series of work, my knowledge grows and my capabilities grow. And hopefully, each individual work sort of pushes me on to the next one.
So what is your favorite style? Because I know you do a number, but what is the one that you really seem to gravitate towards the most?
Yeah, I actually say that I don't have a style. What I do instead is I work in projects. And I think that that's perfectly acceptable nowadays. Not every gallery owner will tell you that, but that's okay. I'm going to make it acceptable.
Good.
My thought is that I'll work in an abstract vein for the most part. Sometimes abstract is more towards representational, and sometimes it's completely abstract, completely non-representational. So on a project-by-project basis, I sort of choose what I'm going to do in terms of a topic and then head that way.
So you are also involved with, your studio is at Vasa. So can people just come down and visit you in your studio and see what you're doing, or do you have special hours?
Yes, I'm in my studio usually in the evenings when the studio is not open to the public, but also on Saturday afternoons. So I'm always there between 1:30 and 5 on Saturday afternoons, so people can always come and visit me.
So Rick, where else can people find your work?
People can find my work at the Art Gallery of St. Albert in their sales and rental program, as well as in Studio Connections Gallery in Nakusp, BC.
Oh, that's great.
And in my studio.
Well, of course, your studio. Well, thank you so much for being part of TV7.ca.
Thanks for having me.
Our city has launched its biennial community engagement survey to collect opinions on city programs and services until December 11th. Residents and stakeholders are encouraged to take part.
Input is being gathered through a variety of methods: a telephone and online survey for randomly selected residents, and an online survey for all residents and stakeholders. Now, the telephone survey will be statistically representative of the community. Yardstick Research has been contracted by the city to conduct these surveys.
The information gathered through the Community Engagement Survey will provide valuable insight to City Council and administration on how residents feel about city programs and services, and will help inform decision-making. A report with results from the surveys will be presented to City Council in January 2020.
Residents are encouraged to complete the online survey by December 11th to ensure their voice is heard. To participate, please visit the City of St. Albert homepage at stalbert.ca and click on Community Engagement Survey 2019 under View All Public Participation and Active Participation Opportunities. So, Paul, how's your week been?
Week is good. I apologize. I'm a little bit under the weather, so if you hear a whole bunch of sniffles, that's my bad. I am not contagious. I'm not contagious.
Famous last words.
I'm not contagious. No, it's been very good. It's been very busy. Life is good.
I went to see Lauren today at Rose and Onyx.
Rose and Onyx, thank you very much, by the way, Rose and Onyx, for taking both care of Lisa and myself. And as you may or may not have noticed, I got to go visit Rose and Onyx real quick.
Get on that.
It's starting to get a little bit out of control.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Thank goodness, and thank you again to Rose and Onyx.
And here's a look at your St. Albert community calendar for the first week of December.
On December 1st, St. Albert Children's Theatre presents Disney's The Little Mermaid. This is the last day at Arden Theatre.
I didn't get out to that one. I meant to, but we just couldn't make it work, so maybe we'll try take it in here this week.
'Tis the season and it's just so busy.
Yeah. Our producer went to the show. He really enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it. God bless you guys. We'll be sure to try and make the next show.
You can also check out the works of Alex Janvier from December 2nd to the 7th at the Art Gallery of St. Albert.
Alex Janvier also has works at the Moutar Conservatory in Edmonton. He's been selected as the big centerpiece at Rogers Place, so very prolific artist.
Wow, excellent. Have to check that one out too.
Tuesday, December 3rd is Teen Tuesday's drop-in. Teens can drop in from 4 to 5:30 p.m. at the St. Albert Public Library.
And December 4th, the St. Albert Community Band Winter will be having a concert at 7 p.m. at the Arden Theatre. Ooh, a lot of fun stuff happening in December.
Arden Theatre is fast and furious, you guys, so get in there, get your tickets, because very prolific plays and what have you, and concerts, and it's just a wonderful venue that we have in the city.
Take advantage of it. And finally, December 5th, there will be a Christmas letter writing campaign. Children can write to Mrs. Claus, elves, and reindeer until December 8th at St. Albert Public Library.
The city is proud to give back to the community by hosting its annual holiday initiative, the Giving Trees.
Now, this event will be running from November 27th to January 8th, and following the display, all donations will be delivered to the St. Albert Community Village, where individuals and families in need will receive these much-needed winter items.
The Giving Trees at Service Credit Union Place and Fountain Park Recreation Center will be decorated with donated items of winter wear, like socks, scarves, hats, and mittens.
Now, last year, a total of 879 items were collected from both facilities. For more information, visit stalbert.ca and search the Giving Tree.
Once again, and as always, we welcome Crystal Lucier with our financial focus.
I want money.
Let's talk about capital gains. What exactly is capital gains tax? Capital gains tax applies when you sell a taxable investment. This could be stocks or a rental property. If you sell it for a higher price than what you paid for it, your entire profit is actually subject to the tax. However, contrary to popular belief, capital gains are not taxed at your marginal tax rate. Only 50% of the gain on any given sale is taxed at your rate. I've had some people ask, can I avoid paying capital gains tax? No, you can't entirely avoid paying this tax. That's considered tax evasion. However, there are smart ways to pay less of it and keep more of your money. Luckily, if you're selling your own home, which is considered your principal residence, you can claim an exemption and not have to pay capital gains tax at all. What then is my principal residence and what are the exemption changes? The federal government made changes in 2017 to tighten the principal residence regulations. Good news is that the proceeds from the sale of your property are still tax sheltered. However, the changes have a bit of bad or maybe inconvenient news. You have to report the sale of your principal residence now on your income tax return. You're going to have to provide basic information regarding the original purchase of your home, as well as the sale and the proceeds. There are tax forms that you have to complete in order to do this, but you also need to make sure that your principal residence is deemed the designation of principal residence. You won't have to pay tax on this, however, it does have to be reported. I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax, and this is TV7.ca.
I want money.
Earlier this year, on Monday, October 28th, an 84-year-old male resident of St. Albert was approached by a middle-aged man at a bank in the Tudor Glen area of St. Albert.
Now, the suspect said that the ATM he was using wasn't working and asked the older gentleman to take $500 out for him. He promised to pay him back, but once the older gentleman gave the man the cash, the suspect ran away.
St. Albert RCMP now have video footage of the suspect and are asking for the help of the public in identifying this man. If you have any information about this crime, please call St. Albert RCMP once again at 780-458-7700.
Wow, it's really rampant this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, 'tis the season. It's a
Such a
very
shame.
sad state of affairs,
It
yeah.
is. And here is the very buff Michelle Parker with Let's Get Fit.
Welcome. For today's fitness tip, we're going to be talking about the time of day you're working out. So if you ever tried working in the morning, I know I've got people who work out with me at 5:30 a.m. and it's a great time. But this isn't about whether working out in the morning or evening is better for you. While some might find it true, you may have more energy in the morning and therefore able to bring more to your performance, or maybe that's for you in the evening. But this is not what this suggestion is about. It's about minimizing the amount of time you have to come up with an excuse throughout your day for not getting that workout in. So at 5:30 a.m., it's pretty hard to say you have to skip a workout because you have to work late, or a colleague called in sick, or your boss needs those numbers now. So give it a try, even if it's just for 1 week, as a starting point. And see if you are more likely to get in your 3 to 4 strength workouts per week by making that switch to your mornings. Give it a try. What can it hurt, right? All right, so today we're gonna mix it up a little bit with our move. We're gonna be adding a little bit of cardio with a little bit of strength. I'm gonna give you, as always, a variety of variations for your speed skater. All right, our speed skater is gonna give us a little bit of cardio as well as strength. So I'm gonna start by keeping it on a slow motion, if you will. So we're gonna be stepping down, reaching to the floor as we step back, with similar to a reverse lunge, but you're gonna bring it slightly behind, almost more of a curtsy lunge. So you're gonna be bringing your hand to your foot, and then you're gonna be stepping out, and then the opposite hands come down. Now you could keep your hands to the side the whole time, working those shoulders a little bit more. And then as you're comfortable with this movement, you're gonna be adding a little spring to your step. As you explode off, keeping those arms down or up, whatever's right for you today and your fitness level. All right, put your stop clocks on, go for 30 seconds. Have fun with it, everyone. As always, from TV7.ca, I'm Michelle Parker. Have a wonderful day.
Well, that'll do it for this week. If you have any community events or news you'd like to share with our viewers, please feel free to reach out. Send us an email at news@tv7.ca. From all of us here at the station, I'm Lisa Rufiange.
Thank you all for joining us weekly, you guys. I'm Paul Hukalak. Have a great week.